Yeah, hi, good morning, all. Can you hear me?
Good
Good
morning.
morning. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, very good morning. So, myself, Vasu, having 12 plus years of experience in software testing. So, presently, I'm working in automation testing using Selenium with Java. Okay. So, before going to be start this session, do you have any queries?
Sir, I want to know this session will be about manual plus Selenium or it is only Selenium with Java?
No, just I'm giving manual regarding the testing only. Okay. So, it includes first focusing on the manual testing part.
Okay, sir.
I'll show you the Selenium also if you needed how it is going to be like that. Okay.
Okay, sir.
So everyone is going to be, am I audible, right? So if not, you can please rejoin the session. So check your internet connection. Okay. So from my end, it is okay. Everything is fine. Fine. Any queries? Yes, all are know that the testing, right? The software testing, why we can go for testing like that. See guys, if you have any queries, please speak out here, ask your queries, clarify it, or you can ping in the chat. Okay. Fine. So I already said that those who are not audible my voice, you can rejoin the session. Fine. Do you have the idea about the testing? Then so let me check with this one by one. If you're okay, I will ask some questions. So why we can go for the testing? Fine. So I'll explain from the beginning. Okay. So basically, so here the people are looking for this software testing. So what is the reason why they're going to be learn this, the testing tools, codes? So the reason is, suppose if we are interested in the development side, so we need to learn Java. In order to learn this Java codes, we need to spend the 6 months of time here. For the practice purpose, we need to maintain one more like 6 months. Maybe it will be extended. So almost all you're wasting 1 year for completing the codes and the practical part or the revision. Next, we'll go for the trials. So here it may be take like again 6 months or 1 year. It depends on your performance. Almost you're wasting 2 years to get a job. So if you're waiting for 2 years, your goals will be fulfilled. So the goals will be cannot be fulfilled if you're going to be waiting for 2 years to get a job like that. So our intention is within a short period of time, we need to get a job. If you're getting a job like within 6 months or 1 year, then so your goals will be fulfilled. So in order to achieve your goal, so the people are choosing this software testing courses. Okay. So hardly we can spend for 2 months to learn this training. Then the rest of the time, so we have to go for the trials. At least you can spend 1 month for the revision and the completing the practicals. The rest of the time we need to go through this, the job trials. So we can spend max like 8 months. That's enough. You'll get a job definitely. So if you put your efforts, if you've done the hard work, okay, on the daily basis, if you do at least 2 3 hours, that is enough, not more than that. So in order to get a job within a short period of time, so the people are looking for this, the testing tools course. So it is easy to learn it. Every people can able to learn it. They're able to work on the testing side. So consistently, so the people will looking into this, the testing tools courses. Now, to get a job, what are the requirements or what are the prerequisites? Any person should work hard. What are the areas they need to focus on it? So to get a job, the first thing is you need to learn this, the subject knowledge. So what we required, the subject knowledge we required. So here, the training level, we are providing this, the subject knowledge. Then we require this, the practical knowledge. So in real time, so what we are going to be doing, how the testing is going to be performed. Next, the third one and very important one. So we need to prepare the resume. So once you are completing the training and completing the practicals, you need to upload our resume in the Now Career Monster. So here, most of the people are getting the queries for the resume preparation. Okay. So basically, how our resume will be shortlisted means based on the keywords. Okay. So whatever the keywords we're going to be mentioning it. So based on that keywords, your resume is going to be shortlisted. So in resume, what type of keywords we need to place it? How we are going to be preparing a resume? How many projects we can place it? So as a fresher, as an experienced person, so here we need to focus on it. So how many projects we can place it? So do you have any idea about that? So it depends on your experience. Suppose if you're putting that, so 4 years of experience. So here, how many projects we need to place it? So coming to this, the resume, it will place a major role. The HR will search the resumes in the Naukri based on the keywords. Suppose if we are putting the words, the keywords in the resume, okay? So what are the keywords we need to place it?
Selenium, Java,
Yes,
GitHub, and manual testing, Jira.
yeah, good. Yes, go ahead.
Automation testing,
Yeah, fine.
Automation testing, web-based applications,
Okay, those are the things.
fresher or experience,
Fine. See here. So I'm sharing this, the resume. Just go ahead with this. See, whatever the skill set you have, suppose if you completed this manual test automation testing, if you're looking for an automation tester, just you need to prepare this resume like this. If you're looking for only the manual testing, then you have to place that the manual testing roles and responsibilities. So here you have to, this is the keywords you are mentioning in the profile summary. Based on these keywords only, your resume will be shortlisted. Okay, so here, so we have to provide this. How many years of experience? If we have that 4 plus, you have to mention this. I have 4 plus years of experience in manual and automation testing. So in automation, again, we'll have two tools like here, majorly like UFT, Unified Functional Testing. And this is a Selenium with Java. It is a open source. It is a licensed one. So people will have that. Suppose if you don't have any knowledge, no need to mention it. You can remove this one. So just mention that manual and automation testing. The proficiency in automation of web applications and using Selenium with Java. Whatever the technology you have proficiency in that, you need to mention that. So where you will get the proficiency after learning the codes, completing the practicals, okay, and you need to complete that the automation of one of the application. So from starting to ending, maybe next week, right? We will see that, okay, the automation activities. So today we'll see that the manual testing activities, how the testing is going to be carried out and which methodology we are using it. So nowadays, all the people are using Agile with the Scrum, the development activities. Waterfall model is an outdated, like old model. Okay, there are some drawbacks here, so we need to focus on this one. So Agile with the Scrum. Then these are the proficiency in this test plan, test scenarios, test cases, conditions, creation, from the business requirements, test case execution, data preparation, defect analysis. These are the manual tester activities in any company. The roles of a a manual tester, the duties of a tester, how the testing is going to be carried out. Okay. So proficiency in this web and automation, like web applications and window-based applications. So some person having the knowledge, right? They will represent it. If you don't have any knowledge, you can remove this one. And what are the frameworks you come across in automation testing? You need to mention that. Says we have to provide this, the sound experience on this, object-oriented programming, OOPS concepts, and experience in the TTD and BDD, test-driven development and behavior-driven development. Like Cucumber framework, we have it, and the TestNG framework. Okay. So this is another one, the PACE object model. So they're going to be using it. So all these are going to be providing in the training. Once you complete it, you will come to know that. So whatever the things you are going to be having it, you need to mention it in a clear manner. So based on these keywords, we are going to be shortlisting the resume. To get a job, our thing is first our resume should be shortlisted. So without having shortlisted, no one is going to be contacting to you. So because you place a resume in the Naukri, after 1 week, 2 weeks, you're waiting for the call, you didn't get any call. So that means your profile is not suitable to their requirements. So while preparing a resume, you need to prepare the resume in a valid manner, in a good manner. Then we have to focus on this, how to crack this, the interview questions. We need to focus on this. So our thing is on the daily basis, we're getting the calls. Once we're getting the calls, they're scheduling that, the interview, right? Now we need to crack the interview. So these are the 4 major activities you need to perform on the daily basis to get a job. Some people doesn't know, they completed the training, so simply they're waiting for that, someone to help it, someone to prepare a resume like that. So here, I already shown to you people, those are the keywords, you need to place it. Whatever the skill set you have to mention it. And in the market also presently, they're asking which skill set, what are those. Presently, there are calls are there for the Selenium or not, for the manual or not. You need to focus on those activities also. You need to learn that. Whether that the position of this. So just open the Naukri, just click on the jobs, and you have to provide your skill set, the manual testing. Just simply click on search. See this, the results. So manual or automation testing. 1 day ago they posted it. So here you will come to know that the positions are there for the testing or not. You will easily come to know it. Some people will go for this QA testing. The quality assurance. See this, the freshers right, QA test engineer, 0 to 1 years. Yesterday it is posted. The package see here. So around like 6 lakhs per annum you're getting it. So like this, you're getting that the positions, you're able to see it, the vacancies for the testing side, how the calls are there. So there is more demand for the testing. Okay, say number of job vacancies are there. So you can definitely get a job if you're going to be choosing this, the training. Fine, these are the major things. Okay, next. We need to focus on that. So in a company, how the work is going to be allocated for the testers, how the work is going to be completed. I'm explaining this the real-time flow. Maybe you people already know some information on the testing, right? So for example, the simple thing you need to understand it. Any one of you required to complete this course like Selenium plus manual plus Selenium. Okay. Guys, please be on mute. So here, what are the requirements related to you? You are asking it, I need to complete this, the manual, and I require this course content. So I need to go through it. Then I need to perform the practicals on the so-and-so session like this. And here the fourth point is like I need to go with this automation, the Selenium with Java. I don't have knowledge on the CoreJava. I need to learn this CoreJava as well. So these are the requirements. So this course will be treated as a project. You need this project. All these 5 are called requirements related to the customer. These are the needs. Now, assume it I am the customer. I need this course. So here in the market, right, there are so many companies. Now, these people are going to be marketing their business based on this. So here, this is a company. Now, the company is maintaining some marketing team. These people are market their business. Now I had heard about that. This is a company. These are providing this course. Now initially we agreed it. So now this is called like software legal agreement. There is an agreement between the company and the customer. Once the agreement is completed, now this company is going to be conducting the startup meeting or initial meeting. So for discussing about that, when the batches are going to be started like that. So that meeting is going to be called it as like kickoff meeting or initial meeting or startup meeting. So instead of you can go with the DURGASOFT, you can take any company, same process only, IBM or Capgemini, Infosys. So everyone is having this. The customers first they are giving the requirements, they create, then they will start a meeting. After that, they will start developing this application, TSTLC, the development life cycle. So coming to this, the development life cycle. Sorry, guys. So coming to this, the development life cycle, right? Now they're using which methodology? Nowadays, the people are using this agile methodology. So here, how the application is going to be developed in the agile methodology. I'll explain overallly, just try to understand it. So in olden days, we're using waterfall model for developing a software. Now the current days, the present days, we're using agile methodology. In agile methodology, say for example, this course will be taking that 2 years. Our project is going to be taking that 2 years time to complete it based on your requirements only. So in Agile, how it is going to be implemented? Okay. Basically, there are different rules in the Agile. So one is like Scrum Master, and then what is this other one? The product owner and the Scrum team. So these are the three rules. Basically, we will have it. The first one is like the product owner. He is the mediator between that the company to the customer. The Scrum Master and the Scrum team, or we will call it as like Agile team. Okay. The product owner is like a mediator between the company to the customer. Okay. So he's going to be that collecting the information and giving this to the company like that. So once they're going to be giving this information to the company, so we have this, the business analyst. Now the business analyst will elaborate that information. So whatever the customer is going to be provided, right? And see, in this Agile, the requirements, right? So how it is going to be getting it. So previously in waterfall model, we're calling it as like FRS document, like requirement document or FRS document, functional requirement specification document. In Agile methodology, we don't have much documentation. Documentation is going to be less. In Agile, everything is going to be called it as like user stories. Okay. So the flow will be like this. So I'm expanding high level again, just overall epics, stories, epics will be divided into some features. The features are going to be divided into some stories. Each story is having this, a task. So this is a complete flow of a requirement. Okay. For example, epic will be treated as, so as a customer, I want to use SPI application. Okay, any banking application. If you want to use this SBI application, this is like an epic. It's a large requirement, and this will be divided into some features. Again, the feature is going to be divided into some story. The story means, see,
So
as a
please share
customer,
your screen.
yeah, 1 minute. So as a customer, so I need to log in. This is called a story, a user story or a story. So now these stories are elaborated by the business analyst person. So in Agile, right, now they're getting this, the requirements are the product owner, and the product owner is going to be a ranked which requirement should be developed first, and this which requirement should be developed first. They're prioritizing it. This is called like the product backlog. I'll show you something like this. I'll provide the one entire screenshot that says about that the Agile implementation. I will give you that one. So just wait for 1 minute. Now, see here, if you go through this diagram, you will understand that nowadays how the development and testing will be together performed it to complete a single task. That is about that the agile with the Scrum framework at a glance. Nowadays, the development methodology using like agile methodology. In agile methodology, the developers and the testers will works together to complete a task. In agile, right, there is no designations, so there is no senior juniors like that. Okay, all the people together will call it as a single team called agile team. So that is about that the agile information. See, in agile, right, the product owner, so it's going to be gathering the information from the stakeholders or the customers or the users. So once they're going to be gathered it, the product owner will be ranked it. So like list of the requirements to be developed, that is comes under the product backlog. It's just like an Excel sheet. They're using a tool like Jira tool for the manual testing, right? So everything will be there. The next week, okay, we'll conduct one session on the Jira, and we will discuss on the complete the practicals of the manual testing, how it is going to be there. I will show you in the Jira. Now see here, we'll have the product backlog. So in this product backlog, these are the user stories need to be developed like that. They're going to be provided. Okay. So now, so see here we are going to be call it as like sprint planning meeting. So see basically coming to us, right, the entire project is divided into some sprints. The 2 years project is going to be divided so like sprints. So how they're going to be divided based on the release planning meeting. They're conducting this the release planning meeting first. So when the release going to be provided into the live, okay. So they schedule this the time like this. So here we have this 2 years of time, how it is going to be resolved it. So this 2 years time is divided into some sprints. The sprint is, or we will call it as like iteration. Okay, both are same. And this is very important. Sprint or iteration. Now coming to this, the sprint, the duration will be like 15 days. 15 days of time. So we have to develop it. So not entire thing. Okay, they divided into the sprints 0 or 1, 2, 3 like this. So what is the feature of this agile, right? If the first sprint is completed, the first version of the project is able to seen by the product owner or the customer or the stakeholders or the end users. So we'll release the first version. So in this sprint, right? So now once the release planning meeting is completed, then they will start that the sprint planning meeting. Coming to this sprint planning meeting, so all the people are involved like PAs, the product owners, testers, scrum masters, developers. Okay. Now, so coming to the sprint tech, we have 15 days of time. So how this 15 days time will be divided and how the testing will be carried out, we are going to be able to show you. So the first sprint, the sprint will start by tomorrow. For example, the first week of the sprint. So the first day, like Monday, what we are doing it, you are now got selected to any company. So once you got selected, now they're assigning to the project. On the Monday, they're conducting this the sprint planning meeting. Coming to this sprint planning meeting, they're going to be decided how many user stories need to be developed. For example, like user story is nothing but one requirement related to the customer, like a cart in the Flipkart, right? Cart out, adding the product to the cart, logging of the Flipkart. So we can say like that, like this. So those are called user stories, or we will call it as like requirement. So there is a login requirement for their application, or SBI is there. An SBI login need to be developed. So this is the one of the user story. Like that, they decided that so 40 or 35 will be developed in 15 days time. So the duration will be like 15 days. How they decided like 35 or 50, 40 like that, based on the team size, entire team's development and the testing team based on the team size. Next, see, Monday they conducted a planning and it is completed. Now they decided like that. So we have one user story. See, 35 user stories are there, right? Now coming to the testing side. So we are discussing about the testing one only, right? Now we have a team like this. 5 people are there. Okay, in this 5, see, there are 2 test leads. So lead 1, test lead, second test lead. Company to company, the designations will be changing it. For example, so lead like, so we'll call like SA level, senior associate. So now A level, associate. And we will have one PAT level, program analyst training, just like a fresher. So these are the 3 roles. Senior associate, almost like more than 9 years, they will call it as senior associates. Also like a leads, both like 4 to like 4 to 5, 4 to 7, we will call it as like associate. Like freshers, right? We already discussed it. Now, in testing side, so there is no difference in the experience, there is no difference in the designation. Everyone will do the same activities. That is also very important. People are mostly asking, sir, I need to put 5 years. They will give more work to me like that. There is nothing to do more. Okay. Everyone is going to be works 8 hours only. Okay. So, but here, see, there are 5 people, right? 2 leads, 2 associates, 1 pad person, for example. So 5 are going to be working together. Now, these 35 user stories are segregated, like assigning to these 5 people. So each one is having that 7 user stories. The pad person, right? Like the fresher is going to be assigned 7 user stories. This lead also having this 7 user stories. So behind us, we'll have a manager. So we'll have a test manager. So he's going to be managing the entire 7 people, like 5 people. So this is a team size like that. Okay. So 5 people are working under the team manager, test manager. We're giving the report on a daily basis. Now, the team manager is dividing these user stories and they're assigning the user stories to the each and every tester. See here also like senior associate, like is a lead only. What is the activities are doing a lead? Whatever the pressure person is doing that, the same activities are done by a lead. Suppose if lead is any other extra activities, they will reduce that the user stories count only, but they're not increasing any work. We don't have any additional work to do that. Okay, we cannot do any work here. Whatever this bad person is doing, that the same work only is carried by the senior associate or the lead. Whatever the senior associate is going to be performed, same activities are done by the freshers. So this is the very important thing, you need to focus on it. There is no much difference in the work. That is the meaning of consistently you can work in the testing side. There is no enhancements. So today, first year, right, you worked as some tools, and next year you are moving to another tools. No need to learn any extra activities if you're working as a manual tester. If today you are doing it, after 10 years also you are doing the same activities. But only the thing is, today you are working in one company, tomorrow you are going to be work with other company. So only the companies are changing it, but there is no change in the work. Okay, wherever you go as a manual tester, same work you are going to be carried out. Okay, that cannot be changed it. Now, see, they're assigning this Tuesday morning. I just came to the office, and for this login, right? So we'll have that. I already said that the developer task and the tester task. So we'll close it 10 minutes. Okay. Next week we'll focusing on that. We'll plan 2-3 hours. Okay. I'll explain that the complete work. So today just focusing on this agile one. Okay. So we'll see practically all these things in the next session. So here we'll have developer task and the tester task. So mostly these are the tester tasks. We're doing it in any company. Okay. The first task is need to analyze this user story, then test design, next test review, test execution. These are the 4 tasks are doing by any tester in any company. Other than this, we have some additional activities we'll discuss by next week. Okay. So now, whenever this is a task they created in the user story, they will assign this task with my name. We're using a tool, right? Directly we are getting a mail. Okay. You are assigning to so and so work. So here, Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Wednesday, 4th is like Thursday. We are completing that. The test cases design. We need to go with the design process. So the test case like the user manual side. So for example, if you purchase any mobile, we need to increase the volume, we need to increase the resolution. We'll follow the steps, right? Same like that for the login, how we are doing a login. For the Gmail login, right, how we will do it. So in order to perform it, first we have to open a browser, open Firefox, enter URL, then enter username, then the third one is like enter password. The fourth step is like click sign in. Like that, we are writing this the test cases. And fifth day, right, the test cases are reviewed by our TL, team manager. Then the Friday, right? So first week of this Friday, the test cases are reviewed and sent to the BS because the business analyst person will approve that. Okay, 1 second.
Hello, sir. Hello. Hello. Hello, sir.
I think sir on the call.
Yes, sir is on call, so wait for.
Okay, okay. Actually, guys, I have joined late. So, what is a sprint? Can you say anyone? What is a sprint?
Sir discussed
Sprint is a
about
daily-
agile methodology
Okay.
in manual testing and explaining how going on in agile methodology.
Actually, what is a sprint?
Sprint
is
is
the
not
duration.
2 to 3 weeks, depends upon sprint plan meeting. In that user stories, depends upon user stories.
Okay.
And adding on a user's story points depends upon that increases or decreases at least 2 weeks of time to execute the sprint.
Okay.
Anyone having real-time project internship?
Actually, I'm just working and as a new joinee in the company, and these all things are coming. So that's why actually I want to take the classes from this DurgaSoft as a manual as well automation both.
Okay. As you a fresher, are you joining or
Fresher,
experienced?
fresher.
Which year passed out in your education?
Just 22.
Okay, nice.
Yeah. Are you experienced?
No, I know that because I'm trained in the part of Selenium and automation testing.
Okay. Then you know the actually how to work the automation part and all.
Yes.
Okay. Then can you help out actually which courses that I have to take for the automation and all that? It's really helpful in the development testing processes in the real-time scenario and all.
I think Java is better, I think, in my point of view. Otherwise,
Actually, in development, actually I know the CoreJava and I also know the J2EE part, but actually I have not done the testing and all. So that's why actually which courses is eligible and good for the doing the test.
you are
As a
already joined
designation.
in the company. Company will give you which.
Actually, they put in testing. So
Yeah, hi. What's going on? Yeah, tell me. What is
yeah,
your
sir. Actually, I want to know that which courses is suitable for the like testing, which is really helpful, like automation or manual testing, sir.
Yeah, that's what I'm focusing on only this. The manual and automation testing is nowadays having the boom. Okay, everyone is looking for this.
Okay, sir. Manual
Selenium with
plus Selenium.
Java. With Java, yes. This is completely manual plus Selenium with Java only. I'm explaining it.
Okay.
I'm showing you right already the opportunities and everything.
Sir, but what is automation, sir? What is automation in testing, sir?
Yeah, that's what right. It's take more time to discuss it. Automation is nothing but to improve the manual testing activities, right, we need to go for automation testing.
Okay.
So here, basically, just try to understand it. So in manual, we are going to be writing the test cases. Do you have the idea of the test cases, right?
Yes, sir.
So that's what I'm explaining it. You will understand it. So next week, next session, right, will take completely. We'll have different sprints, right? So there, like sprint 1, we develop this 40 or 35 user stories. Next, sprint 2, right? It's a continuous process, okay? Sprint 2, like after 15 days, again it will be starting another sprint in Agile. So sprint 2, every sprint the duration will be 55 days. In this sprint, they decided to develop 50 user stories. Now, at the end of the last Friday of the second sprint, we need to do the regression testing. What is mean by regression testing? See, here they added like 35 user stories. For this 35, we are adding like additional 50 user stories, 50 requirements, we are developing it. Now total like 85 developed requirements are developed. While adding this 50 to the 35, right? So we need to test that whether there is any additional functionalities are going to be not working or not due to the changes that is going to be affected to the dependent functionalities or not. We need to test it. So that is called regression testing. In this, what we're doing it, right? For the sprint 1, there are 1,000 test cases are there. In this 1,000 test cases, I will pick 300 test cases overall. Like I will divide this 35,000 test cases. For each user story, I will check 1 or 2 test cases. So almost all like that. Okay. So again, coming to this sprint 3. Here also they're adding like 45 user stories. There are some holidays, right? They're reducing the holidays based on the time like that. For the sprint 3 also, we are adding it, right? 45 user stories. At the end of the sprint also, we have to do the regression testing. Now, here, total, how many we are adding it? 130 user stories. Now we developed it. Now, previously we have 300 test cases, right, in the regression testing. For this 300, now we are adding like whatever it is there, we are adding like 400 test cases. So these 300 test cases are commonly executing repeatedly on multiple builds, multiple releases, or multiple projects. So in this case, we automated these 300 test cases. So we'll go like this. That is about that, the automation testing. In order to go with the manual, right, every time it is taking that repeatedly, we are doing the execution manually. It is taking a lot of time and effort. It is getting more like that. So to avoid this and to minimize the time and cost, if you do that manually, like we require more resources. The employees also needed. So to avoid that, we recruit 1 or 2 automation testers. This will be automating it. And whenever they're required, they simply click on the run button. Instead of executing 300 manually, they will go for run button. That is the reason we'll go for automation testing. There is nothing will be there. So there is a tool. With the help of the tool, we will automate the manual test cases. To speed up that manual testing activities, we go for automation testing.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Yes, anyone is having any queries?
Sir,
Sir,
in
how much
three,
cost for this, sir?
Yes.
Course
Yes.
fee, sir?
8,000.
Okay, sir.
So the
Sir,
duration will be like 50 hours, like 50 days. Daily will have this 1 hour session. Yeah, go ahead, madam.
in sprint 3, 45 users stories. When you are automating 45 in sprint 3, regression testing, how to implement it?
No. This is not automation. These are like manual only. See,
Okay.
this 35, we are doing it like all like manually, we need to do it. Okay, when we doing the manually, they implemented it. Now, if you want to do the regression testing, we will pick the test cases, then we will automate it. So here, I said that 300, right? I will automate these 300. Then coming to the sprint 3 in regression, right? These are adding it, right? While I'm testing it, I need to run this code and I will verify it.
Okay.
Means totally that actually for the last what that I have done the test cases, that
Yeah,
total totally sir to put for verification.
yeah, definitely we need to verify it. Each and every test case also in automation also we need to verify it.
Okay. मतलब in total overall automation actually totally verification the test cases that will done earlier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So here you need to understand it. Whatever in the real world, the present days, you are purchasing it, right? You are doing the testing only. You are checking it whether that is working or not. Same like that in the software as well as there any application like Flipkart, they developed it. The developed application, we are going to be testing it whether it is properly working or not. That is the thing we are going to be focusing on it. Okay.
Okay.
Any other questions from your end?
No, sir, you can.
So in the next session, right, I'll explain clearly how it is going to be performing it with the help of the tool. See, this is the Jira tool we are using it. So first week we completed that. Second week, what the testers are doing it. Second week, right, the sprint to do second week, they're assigning right 7 user stories for me. Now there are 35 user stories, right? I need to go through the remaining 28 user stories. I just read it. If the developer develops this one and giving for the testing, I will test it. If any bugs or defects are found, we can update that defect to the developer and the developer will resolve it. Then we will do the retesting. Second week and third week, we are doing this execution and finding the bugs and reporting the defects. I said that second sprint onwards, the regression testing is going to be performed. So if you want to understand these details, you have to first complete the manual testing activities. Then we will go for the automation testing. I'll explain that each and everything is going to be happening. That okay. The sprint wise, I will do it. So I'm stopping here today. If you have any concerns, questions regarding that, you can ask regarding the testing. The testing is very
So
easy.
next class tomorrow, na sir?
And these people will update you when this next session will be there.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah,
Okay.
batch is going on at 8 to 9 a.m. in the morning. If you are able to interested, you can join with that. The training batch will start from tomorrow, like 8 a.m. to 9 a.m.
Sir, for automation, any real-time project is available in this institute, sir?
Yes, we are showing from 5 test cases. We'll do that automation with the help of the framework from starting to ending, how it looks like in the companies. We'll show you.
Okay, sir. In Cucumber framework also you can explain it, sir. You have any real-time project on that, sir?
Yes, yes, Cucumber, I'll explain it.
Okay, sir.
Okay.
Sir, right now any batch is available for Cucumber project framework?
No, there is no separate Cucumber framework like that, okay? So this like focusing on this manual and automation completely, the training part and the practicals of the manual and Selenium. Okay,
Okay, thank you, sir.
fine. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir, for the class.
Thank you, sir.